Be accepted from the spot that it was down, so the penalty was thrown at the 39, so they'll mark it back to the 29. So in essence, what the penalty will make it is they'll lose 5 yards.
See a good contingent of students here from Lansingburgh. Very nice turnout from Amsterdam on the far side as well. This is not a short drive for them. It'll be second down, and we'll call it 7. Hand off to Hep, and Hep breaks into the free. It's a foot race to the 40, inside the 30. Hep is going to take it to the house for a touchdown. 71 yards, Mike Hep.
Once he got past the containment, it was a foot race between Mike Hep and Vinny Nikosha. Vinny Nikosha did a very impressive job of staying with him, but he never made up the distance. He couldn't make the angle, he couldn't make up the distance. Hep gets it around the corner, and it's all she wrote for the Knights on the touchdown run, 71 yards, and they reestablish control of this football game. As we see the basic play out to the outside, and once it gets down the field, it's one man to beat. Nikosha tries to make up the distance. He's unable to do so. He had the angle all the way. Touchdown.
His second score of the game. He's got 126 yards on 6 carries. A cool 21 yard per carry average. On for the extra point, Martiniano. Hold is down. Kick is up. And it is good. With 5:08 left. First half, Lansingburgh 21. And Amsterdam 7.
Well, that's the kind of emphatic response if you're Pete Porcelli and your coaching staff, that's exactly what you want to see from your team. Good blocking up front. Hep just gets it around the corner once he breaks containment. It's all she wrote for the senior wingback who's done an outstanding job during his career. 1,000-yard rusher last year as a fullback. This year moving out to the wing, replacing Brandon Canny. And doing an exceptional job here tonight.
Good speed shown as well by Connor Gallo, the quarterback, racing down there with him to be the first guy to hoist him up.
Well, you know, and you joke about stuff like that, but I've seen runs where they've had their linemen running down the field, and the guy might get redirected, and they'll make blocks. I've seen it happen before, where they make 80-yard blocks down the field. As we see Terrence Flowers showing off some sweat on the sideline, and the Amsterdam bench looking a little bit concerned, and every right to be right now.
The explosiveness of the Knights offense on display with 3 30-plus yard touchdown runs. Kick is away, very high, short kick, taken by Fiorillo out past the 20. Picks his way through traffic to the 35 and tackled at the 38-yard line. And Amsterdam once again down 2 scores and not really showing much of a propensity of stopping Lansingburgh so far, needs to respond.
Yeah, they had one big stop. They stopped them on downs, but other than that, it's been difficult, and they're really starting to establish that run. And now Amsterdam, they've got to respond. I mean, you don't want to get in a situation where you see Lansingburgh score, then you go 3 and out. You've got to respond. Even if you don't score, you've got to keep the football away from them and hope to regroup here with the last 5 minutes of the first half.
Backs in the eye. In motion, Martin. Campo hands it off and swallowed up and stopped at the 35-yard line. Did want to send a special thanks to all of our sponsors, including CDPHP, Upstate Ford, Lee's Trophies, Anaconda Sports, Curtis Lumber, and special thanks to Capital News 9 for technical and promotional support.
Well, you have running plays like that, and Amsterdam's going to be forced to throw because they're not getting very good inside blocking. The Lansingburgh front has done the job tonight.
Now Amsterdam spreads with 4 receivers. In motion, Lochner. Campo feels the pressure. He is sacked. He is sacked.
That's Bedford. The 2-point conversion reception has provided a little pressure on a couple of times that Campo has thrown the football along with Thornton. Well, this time he comes in and nobody gets to him, as you'll see. he tried to get away from him and he just loses his footing.
So that'll set up a precarious 3rd down and long. With under 4 minutes left to go in the first half. He's fighting for a 1st down. Good effort by Nicosia, and he is close.
You just gotta love the effort. You really do. The junior who's had a great sophomore season and having a outstanding junior season, taking over kind of as the leader of this team. Nice stiff arm on Kennedy. He gets hit from behind and actually gets pushed forward, but he fought just as much as he could to get there, but he's going to be short.
And there looks like Amsterdam is going to go for it here. They're going to call a timeout, I believe, on 4th down and 2.
And this is one of those make or break situations for Pat Laverio and his staff. They're going to come over, they're going to talk about it and say, look, we've got to get this, guys, because if you don't, you're giving Lansingburgh the ball in excellent field position with an opportunity to go up 3 scores before halftime.
Hey, Time Warner Cable's digital service packs a punch with an interactive on-screen program guide. More than 250 channels with all of your favorite TV programming, 45 commercial-free CD quality music channels, hundreds of movies on demand and free on demand, including Capital Region on demand, channel 1009. Save more on phone service and internet when you order all the best with Time Warner Cable. So as you said, James, this is a big play because they really haven't been able to stop Lansingburgh at all. You don't want to assume things, but Lansingburgh could very easily take this ball in and score.
And Al McDonald on the right there, as we saw the defensive coordinator for Lansingburgh talking to his team, say, look, stay in your lanes, be disciplined. If they get it, okay, but don't do anything. Don't give them any long plays to help them gain some momentum back. But this is a calculated gamble. It's a very interesting one by Pat Laverio. I understand what he's trying to do in this situation. If you get it, you keep the ball, you can try to run out the clock and get a score to go in before halftime. But if you don't get it, look out.
239 yards of offense for Lansingburgh already. Amsterdam was 78. They'd like to get the total to at least 80 here. And now another timeout called by Amsterdam, and now I think perhaps they'll decide to punt it.
I don't think they liked the alignment, or they didn't like something that was presented to them by the Lansingburgh defense, so they will call a 2nd consecutive timeout.
Don't forget, we are still looking for our Jams 96.3 Jams Fan of the Week. Jams 96.3, #1 for hip hop. Looking for our Jams Fan of the Week, our wildest and craziest fan here in the crowd at Lansingburgh.
And Robert, of course, is not eligible for that, so people should try to win. The rough Cam hasn't made an appearance, but he's certainly eligible.
In more ways than one.
Well, the female audience is waiting, so they're going to have to see him at some point. All the emails you get, it's like, when are you going to show him?
So it looks like Amsterdam is going to go for it. On 4th down, as there's an eligible candidate for the Jams fan. 4th down and 2, big play, 2 receivers to the right of Campo, backs in the eye. Handed off Lochner.
Second effort got it.
Forward for the 1st down.
Second effort got it because the initial hit was well behind the 1st down marker. Lochner just turned his shoulder and got his body torque going in the right direction. Right here, it looks like he's going down, but he falls forward. He fights through the tackle of Chris Hosbeck and gets the job done.
The strength to turn from sideways momentum to upfield momentum.
That's a lot of upper body strength and good lower body push there. And Hosbeck is a pretty good sure tackler, and he fought through it.
So a big conversion for Amsterdam, and it's now 1st and 10. Fiorillo in motion. Campo throws deep down the far side. Intercepted. Matt Hart. And Matt Hart running back the other way across the 50 and out of bounds. Flag is down after the interception at the 43-yard line.
Well, the free safety did exactly what his job says. He was a free guy to roam around on the back. They knew they were going up top after they got the first down. Nice job of recognition. They tried to go to Nikosha down the field, and he just played center field and used that 6'3" frame to go jump for the football and get it. And I think they're going to get it for a block downfield after that. But look at that, 6'3", nice job. Nikosha was behind, but he hung that ball. Campo hung that ball up too high. It gave Hart all the opportunity to go down and play center field, so to speak.
2 fouls on the play. Holding on the return, declined. Block in the back, on the return. That penalty will be accepted. 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
Well, you had your choice there. You had a hold and an illegal block, but either way, it's not going to negate the interception.
So that will back up the Knights a little bit to the 32-yard line.
2:49 is an eternity with a couple of timeouts. And don't be surprised. Again, like I said, Connor Gallo can certainly throw the football even out of this formation. They have the 2 tight ends, and they love to throw to the backs.
Let's quickly go down to the sidelines and Marissa.
Hey Robert, we got one score update for you right now. At halftime, CVA 9, Albany nothing. Albany not having a great season so far this year. They're going to have a lot of work if they want to win this one. Robert, back to you.
Connor Gallo is on the loose. Look out. He's going to take it the distance for a score. Unbelievable. Connor Gallo, 68 yards, touchdown Lansingburgh.
And they got half the team, our camera crew, and half the fans to think that play was coming to the sideline with Kenny Youngs. Exceptional thing. I mean, that was unbelievable how much they had. Amsterdam's defense was running to the sideline. They didn't even know what was going on. Look at this. Naked boot. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. They got him to overbite on the pursuit. They were trying to stop Youngs. They've been having their running backs and the wing backs running wild all game. Connor Gallo does the job. There's nobody there. Touchdown, Lansingburgh.
Even the quarterback's fast. Unbelievable.
He's an exceptional athlete. He plays multiple sports. He's a baseball player as well. Plays basketball. Shows off his athleticism.
Extra point is up. It is good. My goodness, 2:38 left, second quarter.
When I said 2:49 was an eternity, it only took 11 seconds. So this is the kind of quick strike ability that we've seen out of Lansingburgh since Pete Porcelli's taken over. And that was a great play call by Porcelli. They go with the naked boot, and they get Amsterdam to completely overcommit. And look, there's nobody out there. You think somebody from the sideline would have liked to come in and make the stop on that one, because there's nobody there.
Lansingburgh has now plowed up all of it on the ground, 308 yards of offense in approximately 22 minutes of game action. Let's go back down to Marissa for another score update.
All right, Robert, we got one more for you. In the third quarter right now, LaSalle leading Schenectady 34-0. Back up to you guys.
Both those games that Marissa alluded to, LaSalle and CBA both playing for playoff versus CBA's got to win. They've got to beat Albany in order to get in the playoffs. Likewise for the Cadets. They're playing for their playoff lives. It's happy birthday, Connor. So Connor Gallo gets a birthday present. A little touchdown on TW3 from 68 yards out. Makes it a real easy drive for us to chronicle. One play, 68 yards.
Just a devastating show of offensive firepower by Lansingburgh. Rushing firepower. They haven't completed a pass yet, and why bother? Kick is away, low end over end kick. Bouncing, will be taken at the 20. Running to the far side of the field. Here comes the kicker. Taken down at the 32-yard line. Don't forget, college volleyball coming up on Tuesday. So the Syracuse football team will be playing tomorrow. You'll see the Siena women's volleyball team on Tuesday at 7 o'clock taking on the Orange of Syracuse. Yours truly will be there.
Broadcasters can be torn by their assignments sometimes. I wonder what's going to happen to our boy.
No comment.
You're gonna have your hands full. If you're hobnobbing too much with one coach, the other coach might be upset.
You know, me and Jingpu, the Syracuse coach, very tight.
Oh, that's right.
3 receivers for Amsterdam, 2 to the near side. In motion, Calvin Martin. Pressure's on. They throw for Davey. makes the catch. Wrapped up immediately and stopped short of the 35-yard line.
Well, it's almost imperative that Amsterdam scores before halftime, but you don't want to get anything too crazy because they've had their difficulties. It's almost one of those situations, if you can get some gains downfield, they'll take them, but you don't want to do anything crazy to further fuel what Lansingburgh's got going right now.
So Amsterdam really taking their time here with under 2 minutes left to go in the first half. Second down. Campo feeling the pressure again, throws it off for Davey. Davey dragged down, inbounds. Amsterdam with a 1 timeout left at the 40-yard line.
They really are not in any hurry, and I'm a little surprised, but I understand why. They might not. If they can get something downfield here, even though they're going, it's 3rd and 2, I think this is one of those situations they're trying to bait them into thinking they're not going to go up top, and you got to be disciplined if you're Lansingburgh's defense.
Coming up on a minute left. Back to pass Campo. Throws over the middle. Caught by Nicosia. Across midfield at the 49-yard line for a Rugged Ram first down.
And they were trying to bait him. Unfortunately for Amsterdam, they weren't able to break any tackles in that situation, so they get the Nicosia 11-yard pickup that gets the first down. The minute the clock will stop to move the chains, and then it'll start up. So they'll have less than a minute. Now they've got to start moving quickly.
Have a good kicker. So that is an option in this situation as well. Campo throws far side, caught as he was falling to the ground. Calvin Martin.
4 straight completions, but they've got to start moving the football quickly because they're running out of time.
Campo has time, throws over the middle. Almost intercepted. A nice job by the Amsterdam receiver to get his hand on the ball, otherwise it would have been picked off.
Yeah, there was 4 defensive backs there for Lansingburgh downfield. Campo looks off to the left, now he throws over the middle, as we see there, and he was fortunate he was looking not to get his head taken off there.
So that'll at least stop the clock and make it 3rd down, give Amsterdam a chance to catch their breath a little. They do have 1 timeout left. They probably want to save that to get their field goal kicker onto the field if the opportunity presents itself.
Well, Hollis Flint certainly can boom one. He's got this, he can get it from there from 46, 47 if he has to.
Well, they need another 11 or 12 yards to get into that sort of range. Fakes the handoff. Oh, and he fumbles the ball. It's on the ground. Now they'll need to call a timeout as it'll be 4th down.
Well, they only have 1 left. They're going to use it. I guess they're not going to use it.
Now they
did. They called it. They didn't have much of a choice. It was either you're going to do it now or you're going to run out of time. There was only 10 seconds to go.
Don't forget Albany football coming up next Saturday against St. Francis at 4 o'clock. That's the Great Danes taking on St. Francis next Saturday, October the 21st, 4 p.m.
Homecoming for the Great Danes, who've had a very interesting season. They've beaten 2 teams in the nationally ranked that they probably weren't expected to beat, and they've lost a couple games they probably should have won. So it's been a very interesting season for Bob Ford, but homecoming against St. Francis on TW3.
So time for, realistically, with no timeouts left,
got to go up top.
1 more play. You got to get the ball to the end zone here.
Can't end the half on an offense or a defensive penalty. So if you can get a call, even though it's not like the pros where you can't get the ball down at the 1 yard line, if there's a pass interference way downfield, you still can't end the half on a play like that. So you're going to try to go to the end zone. If you can't, you're going to hope that you get a penalty and extend the half 1 more play.
They'll line up 3 receivers to the right. Campo will work out of the shotgun.
It looks like they're trying to add some time back on the clock. They're looking up to the press box to get the timer. They've got it at 9 seconds. I think they're going to tack on a couple of seconds to this.
Winding down to 6:09, 3:09, 2:09, 1:09, 09. That's where we started at. 10:09.
Oh, they're going to run it down from 1:09, I think, which means we're going to be standing here for a few seconds. Yes,
Yeah.
we are.
Oh, boy. Interesting.
Which means we're going to be standing here for 50 seconds, roughly, for this. 12 seconds, so that's what...
Did they say 12 seconds?
Yes, 12 seconds.
Okay. Somebody needs to reinvent the wheel there. I think there's probably a better way to do it.
Well, there might be, as we get our first obligatory rough cam update, as he looks through his binoculars and pretends that I'm not even talking about him.
Don't forget, we are still looking. In fact, we will announce at halftime our Jams 96.3 Jams Fan of the Week, Marissa Jack, scouring the crowd down on the field, looking for our wildest and craziest fan. Jams 96.3 Jams Fan of the Week.
The crowd counting it down. Gotta love that.
12 it is. It's the number of the night.
No, 13's the number of the night.
13's the number of the night. Either way, it's fourth down. Campo airs it out down the far side, overthrown and incomplete. Derek Fain, the nearest man on the coverage for Lansingburgh.
I like what Fain did too on that. He just threw that one down. He says, look, I might be able to intercept this, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to take the ball because guess what? They only have 7 seconds to go, but they could score. They could score on this, and you want to give yourself an opportunity. And, you know, you want to get there's an inclination, and you say, I want to get the interception. But the smart play was knock it down.
Not to give up the 40 yards of field position.
Not to give up the 40 yards of field position. Yeah, I mean, in a perfect world, maybe you could run it back, but Fain showed a little smarts there, and now they've got an opportunity with the one play here to maybe get another score before halftime.
Well, it wouldn't be without the realm of possibility here, or beyond the realm. They scored on one play their last drive.
And they'll take a knee.
They'll take a knee. So the first half comes to an end, and Lansingburgh has put on a show. 28-7, the 6-0 Knights lead the 5-1 Rugged Rams.
Well, there was an opportunity there about midway through the second quarter where Amsterdam felt pretty good about themselves. They got the touchdown, got within 14-7, but great response, 2 touchdowns. Hep and Gallo score to make it 28-7. Nice, emphatic performance by Lansingburgh.
Let's go down to Marissa.
Thanks, guys. We're here with Lansingburgh coach Pete Porcelli. Now, Coach, we knew big plays were going to be the key to this game. You guys had 4 huge plays, converted them all to touchdowns.
Well, you know, I mean, they're playing a good defense on us. I mean, they're slowing us down a little bit, and we're breaking the big plays, and that's what our offense does, you know. So, you know, we still got a lot of football left. We're only up by 3 scores, and we got to have to play harder in the second half.
Yeah, and before the game, you said that the key to your defense was going to be to stop the long pass, and you guys have really done a great job with that as well.
You know, that's what Amsterdam does. I mean, they like to throw the ball long, and they're very good at it, and we just got to stay alert and play better in the second half.
Running game has been huge for you guys as it has all year. Are you going to stick with that, or are we going to see something different out of you?
I think we're going to stick with the running game.
All right, good luck in the second half, Coach. Robert, we're going to send it back up to you.
Marissa, thank you. Plenty to come here on the CDPHP halftime show right after a break. Jack Byrne, along with the Lansingburgh AD, will be interviewed. 28-7, Knights lead it at the half. Back with more after this on the TW3 High School Football Game of the Week.
These pictures are breathtaking, but the real beauty of St. Mary's 32-slice CT scanner is what it means for you. Shorter exam times, less radiation exposure, earlier detection of problems, clearer views, faster diagnosis, plus instant web access to images for your doctor, all provided with compassion by St. Mary's expert staff. Next time you need a CT scan of this quality, great technology is closer than you think. For care you can trust, ask your doctor for a referral to St. Mary's Hospital in Amsterdam.
This tank holds 200,000 gallons of water.
I wish I could soak my feet in there.
First field trip, huh?
And our first new house, new school, new doctors, new health insurance.
You'll be fine. What health plan do you have?
CDPHP. Do you know them?
Sure. They're easy to deal with. They have excellent service, great coverage, and personal help whenever we need it.
Sounds like you work for them.
No, but I feel like they work pretty hard for me.
CDPHP, known for top-rated customer service, working to make your life easier. Anaconda Sports, your sports authority, proudly supporting local high school athletes throughout the region. We want to thank all the teams and coaches that have made Anaconda the #1 dealer in the Northeast. Football, baseball, basketball, soccer, whatever your sport, Anaconda has what you're looking for. From the latest gear and team uniforms to logo shirts and hats for your company, make Anaconda your connection.
Hey, if you want to go for sports equipment, go to Anaconda Sports. It's awesome, baby!
When your small project that seems so simple gets totally out of control, reach for relief. Curtis Lumber. Or when those drafty old windows finally become too hard to handle, reach for relief. Curtis Lumber. Project after project, we've helped thousands of homeowners, giving us more experience than anyone in the area. It's what we do every day. Taking the headache out of home improvement. That's Curtis Lumber.
Okay, if a guy in Albany needs a car, and there are, say, several dealers in the area, he knows exactly what he wants and can afford. What's the smartest way he could shop for his dream car? It's easy. It's BeepBeep.com. BeepBeep.com connects you with thousands of cars from reputable local dealers. BeepBeep.com, the fastest way to shop for cars.
Drive home your new vehicle from Advantage Suzuki and BeepBeep.com.
For a good night's rest, there's only one name you need to know. Capital Mattress and Waterbed, where you'll find low discount prices every day. No need to wait for a sale. Stop into Capital Mattress anytime and see just how low our prices really are on brand name sleep systems from Sealy, Simmons, Kingfoil, and Tempur-Pedic. The lowest prices are right here at Capital.
Capital Mattress and Waterbed.
200 yards south of the Circle, Latham.
The score at the half in the TW3 High School Football Game of the Week is 28-7. Tonight's halftime show is brought to you by CDPHP, our plan for life. 28-7, Lansingburgh leads Amsterdam here at the half. Robert Lee, James Allen back with you. Happy Friday the 13th. Hopefully nothing bad has happened so far to you. Unfortunately, some bad stuff has happened to Amsterdam. 4 long touchdown runs by Lansingburgh. Very impressive.
A little demoralizing end to the first half for Amsterdam. They had a nice little drive there going before the half, and it ran out. But the Connor Gallo play, to me, really broke their back because they were using that gimmick defense to try to get everybody up to the line of scrimmage, and they used that naked boot, and that really will make the defensive alignments change a little bit, I think, in the second half.
Lansingburgh playing their final home game of the regular season here tonight, and that means it is senior night. Earlier before the game, they honored the seniors for the Knights in a nice ceremony, complete with flowers and parents and some tears all around, we're sure, and certainly a nice ceremony before the game for Lansingburgh. A great senior class that has accomplished a lot.
Well, no doubt, and they have accomplished quite a bit as we see all the seniors, Kyle Macy, Pompey, all the way down through the list. You got guys that have won a couple of Section 2 titles. A lot of them, a couple of those guys have been on the varsity for 4 years, and they're looking for their third Section 2 title. They won last year in Class B, and they're trying to win one here in Class A this year.
Right now, we're going to send it down to the sidelines. We've mentioned that Lansingburgh has been great to us throughout the day. Marissa's got a special guest.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Dave Boquette, the AD here at Lansingburgh. Now, Dave, let's talk a little bit about this football team. They're here in Class A and dominating. This is their first year in Class A. They're up from Class B.
We're very excited to prove that we belong and we can play at any level of football in Section 2. We feel real comfortable with that. This was the right year for us, and when we heard that we were going to be moving up into Class A, we kind of smiled and welcomed it, and we're looking forward to playing.
And we saw you guys play in the state semifinals last year in Kingston. I talked to Coach Porcelli before the game, and we talked about the talent level, and he said this team this year is better than that team was. Do you think you guys can go all the way maybe to the Dome this year?
Well, that's wishful thinking on all of our parts right now, but we believe we're very talented, and it's a great group of young men. And who knows, with the right luck, because you not only have to be good once you get in a state tournament, you have to have some luck too. So we're hoping that we stay healthy, and we really believe right now that we can play with anybody.
And you guys have a $4 million expansion project going on here at Lansingburgh for next year. Talk a little bit about, what that will consist of and what new things we'll see here at Lansingburgh.
Well, that's another thing that we're really excited about. I mean, we've put some time and some effort into developing our football field and our track and some new recreational facilities up at one of our elementary schools. now we're kind of putting the icing on the cake with a brand new gym that's going to seat between 1,600 and 2,000 people. And it's been a long time coming here, and I think this is just a good indication of what way the school is going, the direction the school's going, and also the athletic program.
And speaking of the athletic programs here, one of the other fall sports, the cross-country team, doing very well as well.
Both the boys and girls cross-country team are doing tremendously well. A year ago, we won the New York State Track Boys Championship, and that basically is on a roll too. And once you get programs rolling, I mean, the cross-country program, the track program, they're rolling. The football program, we have over 120 kids playing football. Athletics are alive and well.
Okay, Dave Boquette, thank you so much for joining us, and thanks for all your help today, and we look forward to working with you throughout the year. Guys, we're going to send it back up to you.
Marissa, thank you, and I'll tell you one thing they don't need here is a new sound system. It is booming here as we go to a timeout. I think this is Lee Greenwood playing, and we're shaking right now. The score at the half, Lansingburgh 28, Amsterdam 7. Back with more of the CDPHP halftime show right after this.
You're out of control. You're in the mercy of the slope. He's sliding on the ice, and
choosing an insurance agency could be one of the most important decisions you make. That's why smart people choose the Kanowski Agency for auto, home, and life. When you choose the Kanowski Agency, you choose the personal service of a professional agent you'll know by name. When you call, you'll have the peace of mind of talking to someone who understands and knows how to solve your problems. For auto, home, and life insurance, call the Kanowski Agency today. We are your neighbor in Amsterdam, Johnstown, and Rotterdam.
Anaconda Sports, your sports authority, proudly supporting local high school athletes throughout the region. We want to thank all the teams and coaches that have made Anaconda the #1 dealer in the Northeast. Football, baseball, basketball, soccer, whatever your sport, Anaconda has what you're looking for. From the latest gear and team uniforms to logoed shirts and hats for your company. Make Anaconda your connection.
Hey, if you want to go for sports equipment, go to Anaconda Sports. It's awesome, baby!
Building homes for a living, it's a great job, but there could be plenty of headaches. Deliveries that don't show up on time, orders that aren't correct. That's why I always reach for relief from Curtis Lumber. Any kind of delivery, no problem. Lumber, I wouldn't go anywhere else. Special orders, just part of the job. It's what they do every day. Taking the headache out of home building, that's Curtis Lumber.
Hey, Tom. Yes. I don't think people here in the Capital District know that the all-new Sonata is made right here in the United States. Of course. The beautiful 07 Sonata, Tom, is made in Montgomery, Alabama, U.S. workers, and I got to tell you, forget about Camry, forget about Accord. If you want to test drive a real car, folks, with a 10-year, don't get a 3-year 36 warranty. You get a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
Made in
real
America.
Quality, made in America. You know what that is?
That's
huge. Yeah.
From Leah Cars to TV stars, step into the spotlight. Come into any Leah auto dealership to pick up your application to become our spokesperson. You could win the contract to be our star. Be on both TV and radio, representing all the franchises belonging to the Leah Auto Group. The winner gets the contract, a 1-year Gold's Gym membership, $2,000 clothing allowance, and a complete makeover package courtesy of Kimberly's A Day Spa. Do you have what it takes? For more info, go to leahcars.com.
I bet the Carsons of Colony and the Andrews of Anchorage.
I'll raise you, the Novaks in North Dakota.
When you get your mortgage from most banks, they end up selling or trading them to other banks who don't know you from Adam.
Get this one. Sims from Schenectady?
But not at Trustco. We keep your mortgages right here, so you always have access and easy answers. Don't go to strangers. Come home to trust go.
Focus.
And we expanded a little bit further now to honor all law enforcement officers killed in the line of duty, but also to honor the guys and the girls that are still out there working.
Halftime on the TW3 High School Football Game of the Week. The score, Lansingburgh 28 and Amsterdam 7. We welcome you back to Lansingburgh High School along with James Allen of the Times-Union, Robert Lee. The CDPHB halftime show rolls on as we take a look at a very exciting set of highlights from the first half, especially if you're a fan of the Knights.
Yeah, it got a lot more exciting for the Knights, especially in the second quarter, but it didn't start off too badly either. Mike Hepp, 48 yards on his first touchdown run of the night. And that gets the Knights out to a 6-0 lead with the extra point no good on the 2-point conversion attempt. Kenny Young says, I can do some damage as well, and he pops one for 30 yards up the middle, capping a 49-yard drive for the touchdown. The 2-point conversion good, and that's set up right here on the pass to the senior tight end, Bill Bedford. He fights his way into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. That makes it 14-0 in favor of Lansingburgh. Amsterdam came back, and one of the things that helped set this up was they called out an interception, and that was ruled
another
fumble, so
Giants training camp
nice
in
job
the
there
books.
by Vinny
Big
Nicosia,
Blue
and
running
he
through their
falls
final
on it, but I don't think that should have been that way, but it worked out in favor of Amsterdam. They converted it, and Ben Meniscus, 2-play, 7-yard drive, capped by a 1-yard touchdown plunge. Extra point by Ellis Split made it 14-7. But now, Mike Hepp with a big run of the night, 71 yards, had a huge first half for the Knights. Extra point good, and made it 21-7 in favor of the Knights. Amsterdam tried to answer back, and one of the ways they tried to do it was through the air. Nick Campo here tries to go deep down the field for Vinny Nicosia, but he is unable to do so. He gets sacked by Bill Bedford. He'll try to do it again this time, and Matt Hart, the free safety, comes up with the interception, almost goes down, but returns it deep into Amsterdam territory. The penalty flags move them back, but what that does is makes the run by Connor Gallo all the longer. 68-yard touchdown run, 69-yard touchdown run. One of them, it's a long one, and it's a 28-7 lead in favor of Lansingburgh. As we see the stats right there, Robert.
307 rushing yards for Lansingburgh. That even includes a -1-yard run on their last play when they took a knee. Amsterdam, 102 yards total. A couple of turnovers for Amsterdam haven't helped the cause. Hepp over 125 yards, 2 scores. Young, 7 carries, 68 yards, and a touchdown as Lansingburgh marching up and down the field right now in big chunks. Right now, we've got the guy that everybody loves with our favorite, Marissa Jacks.
Hey, thanks, Robert. That's right. We are here with the legendary Jack Byrne from Upstate Ford. Jack, thank you so much for joining us. Now, you are from Lansingburgh, so it must be nice to be back here and see this.
It's great to be back here, and it's an honor to represent the Upstate Ford dealers here at Lansingburgh, because Lansingburgh has always been in my heart, and Mechanicville too, but Lansingburgh is it. And belong to the Lansingburgh Boys Club, and they're a great asset to the school, and try to promote Lansingburg school system, and so on.
So it must be nice to come out here and see all these kids out here and the community support that this team is getting.
Oh, it's great. It's great to see them, and they're all in a sporty mood, and Lansingburg's win.
Let's hope. And Upstate Ford is one of our biggest sponsors, so we want to thank you for that. Now, why is it so important to get involved in high school sports?
Well, I think these high school kids are going to be our customers in the years to come down. Not only be the selfish reason of saying that, but it's whatever we can to help the kids get along and stay in a straight line. And these days they can go any way they want, but I think it's always helpful to help them out with, sports in like the boys club and girls club and so on and so forth.
Yeah, and you mentioned your involvement with the boys club and girls club, so it has to be nice to come out here and see some of these football players who were no doubt involved with the boys club come out and just be so successful here, in the classroom and then on the field as well.
It's great. It is a great honor to do it. Very good. And I appreciate you inviting us. Thank inviting me. Thank you.
No, well, you know what, Jack Byrne, thank you so much for Upstate Ford, your sponsorship. You guys help us, stay on the air and be able to do this. Now, we want to bring in some special guests here. This is Big Ray and JD.
Hey, everybody likes Jack Byrne. Jack Burns.
Very nice, very nice. So I think maybe you should get the fan of the game. These guys are here to pick the Jams fan of the game with us.
No,
you think it's you?
That's their job.
That's their job. Jack Byrne, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. Very cold. All right, guys.
I need Jack's job, tell you the truth.
I know. I think I do too. I think I do too. Now, you guys have the all-important job of picking the Jams fan of the game, and we saw a couple people here that were probably in the running, but
there was a very spirited section over here, and it was pretty obvious who was going to be. This guy has no shirt on. I mean, it's like freezing out here, and so it had to go to my man Dan.
Dan Carey, right?
That's his name. Dan Carey's the senior, basketball, baseball. He does it all. He's got the white bandana. He just, he loves life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and we can see that right now. There's Dan without a shirt, and he's got his little his face painted and everything. He's definitely a good choice for you guys, I would say, right?
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I would have took my shirt off, but I need to get up in the morning. I get sick. I'm getting too old to take my shirts off at games, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, but, that's all right, though. You never know.
No, I do know. I'm not taking my shirt off.
Come on, Big Ray. All right, so what do you guys have going on at Jams?
Can I tell you something? It's a huge fall. We're doing something called the dollar bill game, all right? And for those who don't know, the dollar bill game, all you gotta do is get a dollar bill that has a 9, 6, or 3 in it. Doesn't have to be in order, you know what I'm saying? Just a 9, 6, and a 3. Save that dollar bill. Don't spend it, all right? Save it. From Monday to Friday, we have a copy of the bill. The bills are all throughout the capital region, okay? And if we read what's on your bill, like they have to match, you win $963. Okay, that's huge. But then Thursday, how does it go down? It goes up.
It goes up. On Thursdays, it's $9,630, and also $96,300. Somebody's going to win here in the Cap region. It's the Jams 96.3 dollar bill game.
That's awesome. You know, I'm going to be looking at my dollar bills. I hope it's me.
Yeah, hold your dollar bills. Make sure there's a 3 in it, and when you get a 3, you make some noise.
All right, Robert, with that, we are going to send it back up to you.
And Marissa's got a lot of those dollar bills, so that'll be good. It'll take her a while. She's going to have a lot of chances to win. Don't forget that the rights to this broadcast have been granted by the Section 2 Athletic Council and tonight's participating schools. Any rebroadcast or republication of this program without the written consent of Time Warner Cable is strictly prohibited. This program is a production of TW3, your cable connection to our community. The rough man is going wild. We're going to take a break. Lansingburgh 28. Amsterdam 7, back with second half action right after this on TW3.
All of their life, you wanted nothing but the best for the ones you love. Now that it's time to say goodbye, you still do. When choosing a funeral home, it's nice to know there's still a locally owned, family-operated option. The family funeral homes of Betts, Rossi, Bellinger, and Stewart, pursuing excellence in funeral service. Proudly serving you with 6 convenient locations.
These pictures are breathtaking, but the real beauty of St. Mary's 32-slide CT scanner is what it means for you. Shorter exam times, less radiation exposure, earlier detection of problems, clearer views, faster diagnosis, plus instant web access to images for your doctor, all provided with compassion by St. Mary's expert staff. Next time you need a CT scan of this quality, great technology is closer than you think. For care you can trust, ask your doctor for a referral to St. Mary's Hospital in Amsterdam.
Choosing an insurance agency could be one of the most important decisions you make. That's why smart people choose the Kanowski Agency for auto, home, and life. When you choose the Kanowski Agency, you choose the personal service of a professional agent you'll know by name. When you call, you'll have the peace of mind of talking to someone who understands and knows how to solve your problems. For auto, home, and life insurance, call the Kanowski Agency today. We are your neighbor in Amsterdam, Johnstown, and Rotterdam.
Customer satisfaction is a guarantee at Lee's Trophies and Promotional Products in Schenectady. Lee's is your one-stop shop for trophies, awards, in-house engraving, embroidery, screen printing, digital printing, signs, banners, vinyl and vehicle graphics. Literally thousands of products to choose from. If you don't see it in our store, that doesn't mean we can't do it. No job is ever too big or too small for Lee's. Stop in and see us, give us a call, or check out Lee's website. Lee's, 1650 Crane Street in Schenectady.
lumber, we got shingles, we got doors, we got storage sheds and electric saws and carpets for your floors. We got stuff that we don't know about, we have to go and get. Grossman's Bargain Outlet.
Kitchens priced way below the competition, in stock and ready to take home today. Plus, no payments until 2007. Full details in store. See us at bargain-outlets.com, located in Rensselaer, Schenectady, and Watervliet.
Set to start the third quarter on the TW3 High School Football Game of the Week. The score, Lansingburgh 28 and Amsterdam 7. And this Lansingburgh crowd going wild right now as they prepare to play the Lansingburgh alma mater here just before the start of the second half. See the CDPHP foam fingers out in full effect. Young lady's got one. And James, talk a little bit about what Amsterdam's got to do to get back into this game.
Got to get the passing game going, and they've got to get defensive stops. They can't play trade touchdowns with Lansingburgh at this point. When you're down 3 scores, pretty much got to pitch a shutout, and that means you're going to have to get the passing game going. And it doesn't necessarily mean, as we see the rough cam one more time, you don't necessarily need to throw the ball down the field in 40-yard chunks. You can go to Nicosia, let him break a couple of tackles, use your backs out of the backfield, but you got to get your defense geared up and you got to get scores quickly.
You see the cheerleaders there singing, and there were some senior cheerleaders honored before tonight's game as well. A whole list of them there. And the Lansingburgh senior cheerleaders doing a nice job here.
And they got 2 winners in the group.
Yes.
Stephanie and Courtney.
They're all winners in my book.
They're all winners.
Certainly a lot to cheer about so far tonight, with Lansingburgh leading at 28-7, and Lansingburgh will get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, Amsterdam got the opportunity to start the game, and Kyle Macy, Connor Gallo go out to meet the captains for Amsterdam. And that would be Nicosia, Dodge, Campo, and Martin.
And you know, what better advertisement is there for Time Warner Cable Service than the rough man right now? He is keeping stats for us up here in the press box. At the same time, he's watching on his wireless internet, thanks to Time Warner, his MLB gamecast of his beloved Cardinals playing the Mets. 4-4 the score, in case you're wondering, but we urge you to
of course you're going to stay here with us.
Keep the game right here, absolutely.
There's no such thing as cross promotion for any other entity other than what we're doing right now.
So Lansingburgh will get the ball to start the second half. And Amsterdam has got to find some sort of answer to try to slow Lansingburgh down.
And one way would be to force some turnovers. And so far, Lansingburgh has not cooperated. The only turnover that they actually got was what should not have been ruled interception, but was. And they got the fumble recovery with Nicosia, and that's their one turnover, but really, in essence, it really shouldn't have been.
Back up!
And it's a very dangerous situation for Amsterdam because they're kicking off, and you think, okay, well, we'll deal with their offense when they get on the field, but if you're not careful, look who's back to return. You got Marcus Hepp and you got Kenny Youngs. You kick it deep, they get a good return, and it could be over with just like that.
So once again, Lansingburgh making sure that Amsterdam doesn't have anything up their sleeve with all 9 of their non-kickoff returners, some of their up-backs and their blockers within the 40-yard line. They're about 20 yards from the ball, and then if Amsterdam looks like they're going to kick it away normally, then they back up, the second wave of them back up about 10 yards, which is what they do right now, as Amsterdam appears that they will kick it off normally with Ellis Flint. Very good kick, spiraling, takes Marcus Hepp a yard deep into the end zone, and he will not be able to bring it out.
Well, that's one way to combat it. Just make sure you kick it too deep.
So Lansingburgh will start 1st and 10 from the 20. They have had a 48-yard touchdown run from Mike Hepp, a 30-yard touchdown run by Kenny Youngs, a 71-yard touchdown run by Hepp, and a 68-yard touchdown run by Connor Gallo.
Well, Chris Sawyer's going, hey, I'd like something too here. Can I get one? Amsterdam would not like to cooperate.
Double wing offense goes to work. And it's a pitch for Youngs. He breaks in through the first line of defense out to the 29, a gain of 9 on first down. And really, they've been so efficient on first down.
Yeah, that's really what helps set things up. And, you know, you get 8-9 yards of pop on first down. Boy, play calling is a little different with the double wing anyway, but it makes it a lot easier. You don't have to get too extravagant to get the first down pickups. And, you know, a lot of people were wondering when the season started, Lansingburgh moving up to the Class A ranks. How would this offense be able to do against the Class A teams, the bigger schools? Well, I guess we're getting our answer.
Averaging almost 50 points a game this season. And on Sawyer, and here he goes. Sawyer across the 50 in a foot race with Nicosia. Sawyer is dragged down at the 30-yard line, a gain of 41 yards and a first down.
Well, he was envious because he hadn't gotten involved in the touchdown party, but he made a nice spin move, and we'll get to see it on the replay. A great spin move at the line of scrimmage, and he pops one on the outside, and only Vinny Nicosia saved the touchdown. Watch this. Spin move right here. That's a guard a couple of months ago, and he pops it to the outside. Nicosia had the angle. Good pursuit. He brings him down from behind, but not before the junior, Chris Sawyer, gets it out to the 30-yard line.
Sawyer now up to 80 yards rushing on the game on 9 carries.
Walls near a Trustco Bank branch on Madison Avenue, opposite a police station. Their guns pointed at this man, but he had a weapon of his own, and it was pointed at 4 innocent people.
Just after 1 p.m. today at the bank,
So you see
person went in. He took 4 hostages, 3 employees, 1 customer.
Football players surrounded the bank while local police sealed off the neighborhood. A state police helicopter hovered nearby as a spotting platform, and according to one source, as a noise distraction so SWAT teams could reposition. Authorities tried several times to reach the assailant by phone.
We had several phone contacts with him trying to talk him out of
He's a very interesting guy.
But the assailant had heard enough. He stopped answering the phone and went into a back room of the bank, leaving the 4 hostages alone near a front window.
He breaks into the free, and Youngs,
without warning, the hostages ran for the bank's front door, screaming and crying as they met SWAT officers. The hostages were then taken to the ground and handcuffed as a precaution. When the panic settled, teams of officers moved into the bank, but there would be no arrest. The man who hours earlier was peering at the police through this window had hung himself. Investigators are now working to find out who this man was and what led him to his tragic end. In Albany, Sean O'Grady, Capital News 9.
Do so, along with the all-time leader, Kareem Jones.
Sawyer pushing his way up the middle, and he has good yardage on first down. You know, really scary thing for opponents of Lansingburgh throughout the Capital Region. Young's a junior, Gallo a junior, Sawyer also a junior.
And Marcus Hepp is a sophomore, so Mike Hepp will be gone, but they will still have plenty of weapons at their disposal. They'll lose a couple of those top linemen, and Terrence Flowers will lose the 2 tackles, and Kyle Macy, who's an all-state guy from last year, the senior, and the other senior, Terrence Flowers, a 4-year starter, Kyle Macy, a 3-year starter.
Spread the formation again with 1 receiver to each side. Handoff for Hepp. Inside the 5, Hepp fighting his way towards the end zone. And he is stopped just short inside the 1.
Spring is in the air at the New York State Museum.
But it'll be first and goal and 4 cracks from inside the 1-yard line for the Bird.
Yeah, this is just something that people that are watching this right now that have been Amsterdam fans and Amsterdam people at home, they're not used to seeing this. They're not used to seeing the Amsterdam Rugged Rams getting waylaid here on defense, getting pushed down the field. But Lansingburgh's offensive line has done the job. They've established the running game. They haven't even had to use the passing game other than the 2-point conversion.
Pitch for Youngs. He is into the end zone for a touchdown. With 8:28 left, third quarter, strike up the band, and Lansingburgh leads at 34-7.
Well, one way to diffuse any opportunity to make a comeback bid is...
It has everything a concert is made of. Great tunes and lots of dancing. But the folks you see here are actually dancing to a different tune.
I can tell you that they're looking down on us right now, and they both have smiles on their faces.
They are. My wife loved people, so did my daughter-in-law, and they gotta be saying unbelievable.
Unbelievable and unthinkable actually took place just a few days before Christmas, back on December 22nd. 9-year-old Katie Bullis was riding in a car with her mom and dad and her grandmother. They were on their way to watch Katie's older sister, Allie, play basketball in Duanesburg when a car crossed the center line and hit them head-on. Katie's grandmother and mother were killed. Katie and her father are still in the hospital. Family and friends are now hoping this gift of music will help with the long recovery ahead.
Well, it's a terrific turnout. You know, we have a couple of terrific families here. I've known them my whole life as a vice principal of my school. I know a lot of all these kids, and you know, I'm very, very pleased to see so many people want to show their support for the families. It's critical we continue to do that.
This is one of the largest events that I've seen in my 30 years in the Senate, and it's an example of a community that really cares about its own.
The fundraiser was a total success, from folks cutting the rug here on the dance floor to those bidding on the many silent auction items. It was all about community, and for that, Jim Bullis Sr. couldn't say enough.
It's been overwhelming. If I live to be 100 years old, I'll never forget what the people and the family, what they have done for us.
Guns N' Roses, queued up again.
And for that, he says he'll be forever grateful.
Waiting to see Axl Rose. He's promising a new album. It's about a decade now. We're still waiting for it.
1 year ago today, a Troy man died after a brawl outside the Hudson Duster. And last night, Matthew Carlo's friends and family gathered for a candlelight vigil at the spot.
Low, wobbly kick taken by an up back at the 24. Santos
What happened?
has room, and Santos dragged down at the 43-yard line.
That's about the one good thing that really has helped Amsterdam in terms of drive starts. Their kickoffs returns have been pretty darn good. Pete Santos plays shortstop, takes the short hop, gets it about the 25-yard line and gets around the corner, gets hog-tied by Elijah Jones and taken down.
Let's quickly go down to the sidelines and Marissa Jacks.
Hey, Robert, one Class AA game that we were watching for you guys, Boston Spa and Colony. That game is over. Boston Spa got the win there, 30-14. We're going to send it back up to you guys.
Wow, you know, that's a story I wrote about a little bit today in the paper, the double wing variation that John Bowen, and they win the division. How about that for the Scotties?
Brian Davey running over the left side, takes a big hit from Sawyer, and he is dropped at the 45-yard line.
And Brian Davey, as all Amsterdam running backs do, just gets up and gets us off the ground. But boy, he'll feel that tomorrow. Ouch. Chris Sawyer is a madman, and he shows it once again. Ouch. That just is getting pulverized. Nice job, good pursuit by the linebacker, and he does the job. And you got to give a lot of credit to Boston Spa. They lost to Bethlehem early in the season, 14-7. They bounce back and they win the division.
Take the handoff. Throws for Davey, incomplete. Pressure was on from Bedford.
And Bedford must have convinced the coaching staff he was okay. He got back into the game and gets a little shove for his troubles as Campo got hit as he was throwing the football.
You know, so much of the attention goes to this Lansingburgh offense, but a lot of these same players are really playing well on defense.
Yeah, they've really, you know, they took a lot of criticism, and it was somewhat warranted after giving up 41 points to a Gloversville team with a backup quarterback that day. But really, since that time, they had their troubles against Glens Falls, but they really shut them down since that time, and they've really done a great job tonight.
They throw far side. Nothing doing for Amsterdam. Pete Santos on the catch when he had nowhere to go, and Amsterdam will be forced to find.
And that was the one thing, people felt like, a lot of teams felt like they could throw the football. They saw what Gloversville did, and Barone was through for almost 300 yards in that game for Gloversville. Actually, Kevin Cusell threw. Chris Barone's normally the quarterback. Kevin Cusell threw for 270, and they're going to run a trick play here, and it's not going to go anywhere.
Well, Amsterdam getting desperate, and that one backfires as Nicosia had nowhere to go. They were ready for him, and he is brought down, in fact, falls down at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, he was going to try to throw that football, and they initially caught them a little bit off guard when he got the football. The problem was he runs onto the field, and then he takes it. Boy, there was a lot of confusion on that, and he just, He goes, he sees Elijah Jones there for resistance, tries to reverse his field and goes nowhere. And Lansingburgh can put this one really out of reach early in the third quarter.
So excellent field position for Lansingburgh. They have marched it in from wherever they've started tonight. Handed off for Sawyer. He's just running over guys. Sawyer's going to take it inside the 10, inside the 5, touchdown. One play, 32 yards. Lansingburgh scores again.
Well, this is all the things that Lansingburgh hoped to show in their first appearance on TW3 last year in the state semifinals, and it was not to be that night in Kingston. Well, everything that they wanted to show in that particular contest last year, they're doing it now, right up the middle. Sawyer just fights his way through. Big stiff arm, gets to the outside. Martin's not able to chase him down. And the converted guard, now at fullback and enjoying his time in the backfield, switching numbers, going to the 22, getting the job done for the Knights.
So the tune of 11 carries, 117 yards now, a ridiculous 419 yards rushing for Lansingburgh. The kick is up, and it is good. With 6:50 left to go in the third quarter, Lansingburgh has broken this one wide open, 42-7.
The last time an Amsterdam team was in the position to take a beating like this was back in the state playoffs a long time ago. We're talking years and years ago. They're just not used to being in this position. And it just shows you how strong and how powerful this Lansingburgh team is. Now, if they were in Class B this year, I wouldn't want to be in the Class B ranks if that was the case, but they're in Class A football, and they're showing a lot of people in the beginning of the season. Going around and going to different football camps and things, and a lot of people are like, well, I don't know if they're going to be able to step up to this level. There's a lot of good teams there. You got Amsterdam, you got Burn Hills, you got Gloversville, you got Glens Falls. I don't know if they're going to be able to hang with those guys. Well, guess what? They can hang, and they're not only just hanging, they're showing how dominant they are. And they're dominant not only in offense, their defense is starting to match up to their offense. When that's the case, they're going to be a tough out in the Section 2 Class A playoffs starting next week.
Kick is away, offsides again on Lansingburgh. They'll have to get that fixed in practice this week. Second time that's happened.
Well, this shows you how anxious they are. They want to make plays. They want to get on TV and do something spectacular here. The crowd's hyped up. It's senior night.
But Lansingburgh's averaging almost 13 yards a play.
For the kick, encroachment on the kickers will re-kick.
And I realize it wouldn't make a huge difference, but they had one play where they took a knee.
Yeah, well, and you know, I've done a game. I remember a game that I did early on when people are selling his first year, and then they got to the semifinals that year in Class B, and they almost beat Glens Falls. They lost at Eastfield 27-20 that year. And that was when the double wing was in its first season here at this particular program, and Marcel Youngs and Kareem Jones that day, one day in Cohoes, they scored over 60 points and they had over 650 yards of offense. And they were talking about getting 300 each, and they almost did.
Masikis taken down just short of midfield, so once again, excellent field position for Amsterdam at their own 49-yard line. Don't forget that Time Warner brings you Roadrunner, high speed online, faster surfing, faster downloads, your always on connection, connects you up to 6 times faster than DSL and 100 times faster than dial-up. Now with free firewall and antivirus protection, call 866-321-CABLE and ask about our wireless Roadrunner connection.
Now once you get connected, you're really quick.
Yes.
Including Robert.
We got Roadrunner at my palace. 1st and 10. Martin in motion. Handoff Davey. And Amsterdam is really stuck to the run on 1st down, and they've been stuck in 2nd and 7 or longer most of the game.
Yeah, Raekwon Shaw there, and they're really doing a good job. I can't say enough about what I'm seeing from this defensive line, and this has not been normally a strength for Lansingburgh. Well, guess what? Today it has been a strength, and they're putting Amsterdam in just precarious positions. 2nd and 10, 2nd and 12, 3rd and 13, 3rd and 11. It just makes your play calling it's just so much more difficult because you're making it easy for the defense. They know what's coming. They got 3 split out to the Y on the right side this time. But they'll get some help.
Lansingburgh jumps off sides, Raekwon Shaw.
He wanted to make another play, and unfortunately for him, he helped make things a little easier on his opponents.
Snap. Approachment on the defense. Still be second down.
About midway through this third quarter, it has been all Lansingburgh, along with James Allen and Marissa Jackson on the sideline. Robert Lee with the TW3 High School Football Game of the Week. We would tell you what next week's game is going to be.
But we don't know yet.
We don't know yet.
We have to see.
Playoff time. Hand off Davey, and he finds room. Davey, a nice run into the secondary, inside the 35 to the 33.
Well, Davey got wiped out on a block early in the game by Kenny Youngs. He got wiped out by Chris Sawyer on a play. Then he got taken down hard. But look at, he's just so tough, and he's just not going to be denied. And you know, there's a lot of fight still left in this Rugged Ram team. And even though they're losing by quite a lot, I still wouldn't want to face them in the playoffs. They've won 15 consecutive Section 2 playoff games. The only team that's ever won more is Troy, that won 17. They almost won 6 straight Super Bowls. They got beat in 2001 by Bethlehem.
Lochner pushed backwards. Lochner fighting forward, submarines his way to the 33, which is about the original line of scrimmage.
And he got grabbed around the waist there, and that was by Bedford, and Bedford loses his grip, but he had plenty of help there, and Lochner falls forward to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Second and long again. I believe Ethan Kreisel is in the game at quarterback now. And he is wearing the number 3.
That's interesting for a couple of reasons. One, because Campo looked like he was a little gimpy there toward the end of the second quarter. And I'm also wondering if you're just trying to protect some of your guys and just not get them hurt. And I don't disagree with that at all.
It'll be third and long. Back to pass. Has some time, rolls out, throws. Incomplete.
Just a little bit behind. Otherwise, nice job there rolling out, showing some ability to throw on the run. Look at this as we see the pass, and he just a little bit behind him. Otherwise, it was a pretty good throw, just a little bit behind his receiver.
Intended for Jordan Ramirez.
And of course, at this point, no reason not to go for it.
Confusion here for Amsterdam, and I think they're going to have to call a timeout, and they are.
Timeout. Grand timeout. 4 minutes, 10 seconds to go.
Don't forget, coming up tomorrow, October the 14th, live college football on TW3. I'll be watching Syracuse at West Virginia at noon. Syracuse, substantial underdog in that game. We'll put it euphemistically, but the Orange will go into Morgantown and see if they can take down the number 5 team in the country. And then on tape delay, Cornell at Colgate, 3:30 start tomorrow as well. Syracuse at West Virginia at noon. Cornell and Colgate, 3:30 on tape delay.
You could put it categorically that they're an underdog in that one, too. you could even use that terminology.
Yes. Busy week of sports coming up on TW3. The Matt Campion Siena women's volleyball team playing on Tuesday against Syracuse. We'll have a high school game next Friday, and then UAlbany taking on St. Francis in football next Saturday.
Homecoming.